The 2025 São Paulo Grand Prix at the legendary Autodromo José Carlos Pace, better known as Interlagos, delivered yet another masterpiece of high-speed drama, tactical brilliance, and raw emotion. The air was electric as tens of thousands of passionate Brazilian fans filled the grandstands, their cheers echoing across the circuit as the world's fastest drivers prepared for battle. Under clear skies and warm temperatures, this year's race promised everything Formula One is known for, and it delivered beyond expectations. From the moment the lights went out, chaos and precision unfolded in equal measure. The leading contenders charged down to the famous Senna S, battling for position in the tight first corners. A few drivers locked up under pressure, while others found gaps that barely existed. The midfield was no less fierce, with cars running side by side through the high-speed sections, tires screaming as they fought for traction on the slippery Brazilian asphalt. The opening laps were a stunning display of courage and control. DRS zones saw daring overtakes, while pit walls buzzed with energy as teams debated strategy. Would the medium compound last long enough? Could the undercut work on this twisty, old-school track? The tension was palpable. Every second counted, and every mistake risked disaster. Around lap 20, the first wave of pit stops reshuffled the order. Some teams gambled early, switching to hard tires in hopes of stretching to the end. Others played it safe, waiting for a potential safety car, a common guest at Interlagos. And right on cue, drama struck when two midfield cars tangled at turn 4, sending one into the barriers and triggering the safety car. The field bunched up, and suddenly the race was wide open again. The restart was pure fireworks. As the green flag waved, drivers fought tooth and nail down the main straight, sparks flying as cars brushed the curbs at over 300 km per hour. Overtakes came fast and fearless, with fans on their feet, waving Brazilian flags and shouting in unison. The race tempo was relentless, a true test of skill, nerve, and endurance. By the halfway mark, fatigue began to show, but the intensity didn't fade. The leading drivers traded fastest laps, pushing their cars to the absolute limit. Every braking zone was a battlefield, every corner a potential victory or defeat. The roar of the engines mixed with the rhythmic beat of the crowd drums, a uniquely Brazilian soundtrack to one of the most demanding races on the calendar. As the race entered its final phase, strategy became everything. Tire wear, fuel management, and timing of pit stops determined who would rise and who would fall. One bold driver made a perfectly timed undercut to leapfrog into contention, while another's slow pit stop dashed hopes of a podium finish. The closing laps were filled with tension, as the top three cars ran within seconds of each other, weaving through backmarkers with surgical precision. The final 5 laps turned into a showdown of champions. Each driver gave everything: late braking, daring dives into turn 1, and breathtaking side-by-side action. The crowd roared louder with each lap, sensing they were witnessing something special. The smell of burning rubber filled the air as engines screamed toward the limit. When the checkered flag finally dropped, it marked the end of an unforgettable battle that captured the essence of Formula One: courage, precision, and passion. As the winning driver crossed the line, cheers erupted across Interlagos. Mechanics leapt in celebration, fans waved national flags, and cameras flashed from every angle. The podium ceremony was a sea of confetti and emotion, the Brazilian sun glinting off the champagne sprays and shining helmets. The 2025 São Paulo Grand Prix wasn't just a race, it was a celebration of everything that makes Formula One magical. The thrill of the chase, the perfection of machinery, the brilliance of human skill, and the unbreakable connection between fans and their sport. Once again, Interlagos reminded the world why it remains one of the most beloved and iconic venues in motorsport history, a circuit where legends are made and memories last forever.